Hello.
Hello.
Well, here we are.
Yep.
And we're kind of in this really boring stage of the fairway rebuild project. It's not boring, like really great things are happening, but there's nothing cool to really show.
All behind the scenes.
All behind the scenes stuff. So what we're actually thinking and kind of talking about where we are in the design process is contemplating different ceiling styles that we're gonna put in the house.
Yeah.
And so we thought today we would talk to you about that and kind of how we feel about ceilings.
Yeah.
Right. So what is a ceiling?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Shelly. This is a flat ceiling, right?
Okay.
So when people think about ceilings, they don't put a lot of thought into it. But
that's true.
The more detail that you have in your fourth wall, the more detail, the more luxurious, the more expensive the house is gonna kind of start to feel. You're gonna start to feel these layers of style.
Texture, depth, dimension.
Yep, and so whenever you have a flat ceiling, this is really standard. This is what
99% of houses just
nice
have
flat ceiling, painted, drywall, nothing special. It serves a purpose, it's great. It's not meant to be a focal point in this particular room.
But it should be. That's our point today, is that we would like you at home to think
sometimes
about
you want it
your
to be,
ceilings.
and sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you feel like
But you should always think about your ceiling.
Yes, you should.
You should.
Okay, so we're in the perfect place today to show you several different styles of ceilings. So let's
go look around. Let's go show some ceiling details.
Ceilings, yes. An option.
Yeah, this is an option.
This is right in an entryway of a home. So in the front entryway, so this is
an ellipsis box vault.
Look that up, an ellipsis.
So it's the shape is the ellipsis, and the box vault is the type of detail that this particular ceiling is. So this is an ellipsis box vault.
So what's really cool about this one, this is where you really gotta think things through. The ellipsis shape of the ceiling in this home also matches the cutout
of the staircase.
So it kind of is, well, it's matching. I was gonna say mirrored, but it's not really.
Yeah, it's just matching. It's just part of another design element. So sometimes the shape of the ceiling detail
they don't always have to be square or rectangular.
Doesn't always have to be square. It can match part of the other design elements of the house.
Cool.
So this is number 2.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, ceiling type number 3. Am I counting correctly?
Whatever,
Ceiling type number 3. So this is a vault, is that what you would call this?
Yeah, this is a vault, so you can obviously see how it vaults up to a point. So that's the shape of the ceiling, is a vault.
And this vault has some tongue and groove.
Yep, this is pine tongue and groove that has been pickled or kind of a white stain.
Whitewash. Pickled is so
whitewash fine. It's a whitewash stain, gabled vault. With tongue and groove pine.
Now what does gabled mean?
Gabled is the shape, right?
Okay.
Right. So it's gabled up, and there are different gables, right? So this is a certain pitch.
Got it.
The flatter the pitch can take shape, and it looks a little different, has a different style, and a lot of that is tied into the front elevation. So in this particular house, this gable is looking out the front, and it's a pitched pointed roof out the front, and so we've carried that into. This is a dining room under the inside.
So if somebody is building a house.
I hope they build houses with us.
For sure. Yeah. But if they are in that process with you, so then what is something that you have to consider? You have to consider what's on top? Like what's the second floor or?
Yeah, if this is on a second floor, we don't have any restrictions. Now we're on the main floor, however, there's nothing above us, so we're able to gable that. And when we do, as you can see with the windows, we're able to then have a taller ceiling, which gives us more ability.
Natural light.
More natural light, the ability to put in more windows as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
Ceiling number 3.
Gabled vault.
Gabled vault with tongue and groove.
Yep.
All right, ceiling number 4. Now this one is one of my favorites because I think it adds some texture and some dimension to the space, particularly in a room like this where the ceilings are 20 feet tall?
So tall, they're like 18 feet tall.
Like annoyingly tall almost, you know? So our solution in this particular space was this.
We actually brought the ceiling down a little bit with this, made this room feel a little more comfy, if you will, with the tall ceiling heights. That's one problem that we can have, is they feel so
commercial, spacious.
It's tall and maybe
cold.
loses a little bit of that warmth, you know?
And so, the echo too, that would, you know, so this also helps from an acoustic standpoint to kind of keep that sound from reverberating around.
Who knew cedar could do so much?
It's so versatile.
So versatile. So this ceiling is a traditional shaped box vault, which we do in a lot of our plans, where we've followed the angles of the room. And so it's a box vault, but instead of leaving the box vault alone, this one is filled with a lot of cedar. It is a tongue and groove cedar.
Yep.
And then it is it is 1x cedar. We've made beams with it all over. There's a couple different patterns here. There's a lot of texture.
Yep.
It's unstained for anyone that's asking.
Yep.
It's the stain color.
Natural.
It isn't stained, it's a natural color. It will begin to oxidize a little bit over the years, but like Shelly said, it helps with sound dampening for sure. It brings a little warmth to the room. It gives the eye something to focus on. So when you're in the room, you can see that out of your peripherals, and it gives you a place to kind of frame.
Anchor down to.
Yeah, it does for sure. So this really helped this room, and it's just another detail that you can do within a box vault. So like the ellipsis vault was empty, you could do something in an ellipsis vault if you wanted. You can do anything in any vault. This vault is just cedar.
I have to give a shout out though to the trim carpenters. I had the privilege of watching them do this. I mean, this is like a giant math problem. It was seriously so cool.
So KC Wood, we'll give a shout out to them.
That's right. That's right.
They trim all of our houses, so you will see some of the same guys that did this project.
I watched these guys do this, and so each of these cedar boxes, I mean, they hand built, and they were cutting to like the 16th of an inch or something crazy. I mean, but they hand built each of these and did all of this. And
yeah, they did a good job.
No, seriously though, I mean, that is just probably one of those underrated trades that just doesn't get enough props for the talent that it takes to do something like this.
Yeah, so if you have a house with a standard box vault, you can also put something in it similar to this, or you can put your own flair into it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right, there it is, box vault.
Number 4. All right, drum roll please. My favorite ceiling. So this is what our 5th ceiling.
This is our 5th ceiling detail
that we're to now. It's dramatic, it's complicated, it's expensive to do, but I'm telling you, it is so worth it. It's called
a groin vault.
Groin vault.
Yes, groin vault.
Groin.
Yes. Anyway, this ceiling is difficult. It takes a lot of space to put together. So if you want to do a ceiling like this and you're doing a design meeting, let me know. They're a little pricey. This particular ceiling gets put together in Texas, shipped back, and a puzzle.
Like a giant puzzle piece.
Put it all back together, and voila. So it takes a lot of space. You can see the large arched cased openings that we
so that's what I think is
it.
cool about it, is that it's super dramatic. It comes to a point, but then it also sets a framework for those large arches that Austin had mentioned. So it kind of allows the detail to flow down towards the floor.
It does. And then they all come to one point, and that's obviously where we've hung this light fixture.
Allows for a really nice focal point too.
It does. If you're wanting one big fixture in your kitchen, this is a good vault to do. It's also smooth. I've seen them with tile, we've seen them with brick, we've seen a lot of different things in them.
When we started researching these, we saw them done many different ways. This one is just flat and smooth. It also allows for ceiling height change.
It does.
Right? So outside of the groin vault over here, we have this big arch, and then the ceiling just shoots straight back up. So in regards to ceilings, that's another thing that I think is something to take into consideration. You can artificially raise and lower ceiling heights by doing details like this, which gives the house just a little bit more character.
It does, yeah. And this is a big focal point of this particular house, and we started the design of this house from this location. So everything was built out away from the kitchen because it's such a big area and a huge focal point.
Had to be done so specifically.
It is very specific, yes. So, groin vault. Check.
So, ceiling option 6.
It's a subcategory of a box vault.
But we did want to show this one because it is another box vault, but done circular this time. So instead of an ellipsis.
Yep, this is a circle. We do this in our 2-story Bailey plan. We have a atrium that we call it, and we do this sort of feel, and it's simply a box vault, but it's circular or round. Right?
Yes.
So another same box vault, same type of vault, but the size is what separates this from the ellipsis or the square. So round.
But I also think is cool because then the walls are curved.
The walls are
and
curved as well.
The whole room becomes kind of, I don't know, it's not a room, but the whole space becomes kind of intimate, if you will. It kind of, you know, gives you a segue into the master bedroom.
It does. Let's go see some more vaults. Vault number,
I don't know, I've lost count at this point.
7.
Here's another vault though.
This is a vault, correct.
But this has more of a pitch. Does this have more of a pitch?
This has a little more pitch than the other one, right? So that's why I talked about the angle of the vault, right? You can have a 12-12 pitch, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. They just flatten out, right? So this particular pitch is probably in the 9 to 10 range. So it's pitchy. And this one we did unlike the other one, we have the drywall showing.
Yes.
And then we've done cedar beams, right? Unstained, but cedar beams. And then we call it a spine, which is the long cedar beam that runs right down the middle of that box vault. Really kind of helps accentuate the height, right? Gives your eye something to draw to. And so this is just another type of vault that we've added a little detail to.
Yeah, I think it, like I said, I think it gives it just character too. You know what I mean? Like
it does.
Adding that little bit of like the cedar on it, even though they're not structural.
Not structural.
You know, they're just
pretty.
They just give, they're just pretty.
Yep.
Right? It's like a pair of earrings except on the ceiling.
Yep. So just another way to do a vault ceiling.
Looks good.
Yeah. Let's go see another one. All right, here we go. Here's another ceiling detail.
This one is pretty cool.
This is cool. It's different.
This adds a little drama. These are box vaults still?
Yeah, these are basically little box vaults with light trays.
Light trays. That's what makes it cool.
The light tray is kind of the added part onto a box vault that you have an option with. You can do a square box vault, which you kind of saw on the ellipsis, right? It was just clean. And then you have the option on a box vault to do a light tray. This is a media room, so you can kind of get a little fun with it.
Yeah, so this one is a little more interesting. The box vault has been broken up into squares, and inside each square is lit.
Is lit, right. And so these are called light trays, but really it's a box vault that you've converted to a light tray. So that's what this one is.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It's really cool. So we do these a lot in bedrooms, like a master bedroom, master bathroom. We'll do one big light tray. It adds a little bit of kind of ambient light. And great for nighttime when you don't want a full light on. Yeah, bathtub, gotta go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, brush my teeth, whatever.
Our light tray in our master bedroom is on a motion detector.
Yeah.
So that when we get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, this little soft light in the light tray turns on. It only stays on for like 15 seconds and it clicks off. So light trays cannot not just be functional and cool, pretty. They're pretty, but they're functional.
They're functional too. They can be functional. This one is really more of the pretty light tray just for the specific room, but they can have some function.
Well, this is functional too because before we push play on the movie, I have to be able to see my snacks.
Okay, that's true. Yeah. So anyway, light tray.
Final light tray.
Final light tray. That's the last box or last detail we'll show in today's video. So I hope you liked all of our cool box.
Yes, and so all of these plus probably 1,000 more are, just things that we're taking into consideration for the Fairway Rebuild project.
Yes.
We're obviously trying to make that house as detailed and to have as much character inside as we possibly can. So these are just some of the design elements that I'm currently kind of playing with.
Because the more we put up there, the better it looks.
Yeah.
More expensive it costs, but the better it looks.
It's worth it.
Yeah. So.
All right. See ya.
Bye.